Well, hello there. I'm Pete LaFrance, the old Growler. Welcome to Meeting Expectations. What we do here is we take a look at a can of beer, a bottle of beer, sometimes a spirit will drop by. We check out all of the information on the label. We take a look at the artwork and we see what they're trying to sell us. Then we crack it open and see if it meets expectations. All right, what have we got? From Threes Brewing Company here in Brooklyn, Other Ephemera, E-P-H-E-M-E-R-A. There we go. And it is a hoppy lager. It is brewed and packaged by Threes Brewing, 333 Douglas Street, Brooklyn, New York, 11217. And it is 4.8% alcohol by volume. And the Surgeon General warning me that if I'm a woman I shouldn't drink this, if I'm pregnant and if I'm operating heavy machinery, I don't have to worry about either one of those things. $5.99 at the local beer barn. And that's about all we know. So what we know is it's 4.8% alcohol by volume and it is a hoppy lager. Okay, I'm hoping that it's a lager. They're not talking about ales here. It's going to be a clear beer, probably maybe straw-colored, gold-colored, with a nice 2 or 3 finger head. The hoppiness, I'm wondering how hoppy it's going to be, whether it's in the flavor or in the aromatics. I don't know what types of hops are used in here, although I have a feeling that the title should be telling me something. All right, well, let's crack it open and see if it meets expectations. I always use the same style of glassware for all of my tastings because that way it doesn't have beers don't get a leg up as far as being able to see their clarity or their aromatics. Well, we've got a hazy beer, that's for sure. Well, most people, when they do their tastings, they look, they sniff, and sip. Then they tell you what they think. Well, I do things a little bit differently. What I do is I see, I sip first, and then sniff. Why? I'll let Master Sommelier Fred Dex explain it all to you right there. Now, since this is a lager, all beers should be served at the correct temperature. Lagers 40 to 45 degrees and ales 50 to 55 degrees Fahrenheit. I explain it all right to you so that you will know exactly what temperature to serve your beers at. I have a thermopen, that's what I use, and since this is a lager it should be 40 to 45 degrees. Let's take a look. It is 49 degrees, so we took it out of the refrigerator just a little while ago, 49 degrees. This is a thermopen. There is a link in the description box below. Get yourself one. That way you know the right temperature for all of your beers. Okay, well, let's see. It looks, well, it's a little hazy. I'm surprised at that. But there we go. It does have a nice well-knit head there. The bubbles are nice and small and on the bottom, and it's a good-looking head. Okay, well, cheers. You notice I took 2 sips. The reason I do that, the first one is to acclimate the taste buds because they've got no idea what's coming at them, and so they're in total shock. And so the second sip, they know, and they're able to pick things out. Like I'm getting an underlying grapefruit here. It's a very light-bodied beer. Around 4 something. It's a session beer relatively, but it has a rather light body to it. As I say, the haze on there is kind of weird, but you know, everything's hazy these days. First nosedive. I'm not getting much as far as aromas at all. I was noticing in the flavor there, it's got a kind of a grapefruit, and not so much the juice, but the kind of the grapefruit, the pith of the grapefruit. Oh, one more sip. Well, does Other Ephemera from Threes Brewing Company meet expectations? It didn't quite, you know, not quite. Not quite. Maybe I was expecting something a little different, but what can I say? Not quite. If you enjoy this type of programming, please click on the subscribe button and the bell. That way you won't miss any of our presentations. A thumbs up would really help. And a comment. I'd like to know what you think about Other Ephemera, if you've ever had it. I'm Pete LaFrance, the Old Growler, hoping all of your beers meet expectations.